Hi guys, welcome to Web Development Tutorials Part 4. Before we do Part 4, let's just do a recap. In Part 3, we saw how we can improve the user interface using Bootstrap classes. So in this tutorial, we still continue improving our user interface using Bootstrap classes, but our main focus will be on the navigation bar. So in this tutorial, we'll see how we can come up with a nice navigation bar that the users can use to navigate through this the website. Let's dive in. I'll open the browser. By the end of this tutorial, we want to achieve the user interface something like this, similar to this one. Not similar to this one, but exactly like this user interface. If you followed Part 3, this is the user interface that we had in Part 3, but we want to improve this one to come up with a new user interface in Part 4, which has a navigation bar. To do that, you need to go to your website folder. You go to your local disk, WAMP, and the project folder. So our project folder is school website. Our open school website. You should have those files in your project folder. I'll open the index.html. In the index.html, if you've noticed, I've included one line about that meta tag. What that meta tag is doing is saying whenever you're on a small screen, the content has to rescale to fit that small screen. Whenever you're on a large screen as well, they have to adapt to the large screen. So it should be responsive. That's all that line is doing. That's why they say width, you should take the device width. So if you're on a small screen, it will adapt to small screen. If you're on a large screen, the website will also look better on large screen. That's the beauty about Bootstrap. In Part 1, we came up with this file, which is style.css, a custom file. We no longer need this, so you can delete. That was just for you to appreciate how you can write custom CSS files. One thing we need to do as well, we need to add jQuery down here on the scripts for our navigation bar. Whenever we want to, on a small screen to collapse the menus, we need some jQuery, the help of jQuery. For you to do that, you need to go to the browser and have this window open here where it says code.jquery.com, whatever there. Go to that link. If you go to that link, something like this will come up. You need just to copy all the contents. Then you open a new file and you paste the contents in the new file. Then you save those files to your JS folder. To this folder here, which is called JS, and you give it a name like that. So I've already saved mine, so I'm not saving again. But for your sake, you should do that and go ahead and save that one. So I'll cancel this one. Right? Go back to my index.html. So now, since I've already saved that one, I can just copy this script and paste it there, and just change the name to our jQuery, the one we've just saved. So jQuery 3.1.1.slim.min.js. Alright, that's it. So now we have reference to that file as well. If you go back to the browser, nothing has happened since we just code those files. We haven't implemented our navigation bar yet. So now let's implement that navigation bar. Okay, for us to implement the navigation bar, it's the first thing that has to come after the body, opening the body tag. So in the body tag, I'll open the nav tag. Open the nav tag. That's whenever you want to do navigation, you have to start with that tag nav according to Bootstrap. So I'll open the nav tag, then I'll define the classes that I want to use in the navigation classes. So the first class that I want to use is the nav bar. For us to have the nav bar, so that nav bar, we need to have nav bar that is expand on the line. Oh, sorry, let me just cancel this. Yeah, expand, then LG on the large screen. Then another item, I want the look of the nav bar. It should have a a light fill. There's a default one that looks like gray, but I'll choose that one. Then I'll have to change the background of the navigation bar. I want the background to be white. My logo has some white background, so I just want them to blend. So I'll put the white background. So I have to close this navigation, the nav tag. So I have to close that nav. I've closed that nav, but the first thing that we want in our navigation is the logo. How do we put the logo, the first thing on the navigation bar? That logo has to be clickable. It has to be a link so that people can use it to return to the home page or not. So I'll start with the anchor tag, href. But for now, I'll just put the hashtag so that whenever they click, it should remain on the same page. It shouldn't take the user somewhere else. So I'll define some classes in the anchor tag that we need to use, the Bootstrap. So the class we need to use is navbar brand. So this class is used to display whether it's a name of your company or the logo ABCD. So use that class navbar brand. I also add another class, since I'll add an image, a logo there. So I'll add another class which is img fluid. This just makes the image responsive according to its container. Alright, so I'll close that one and I'll close the anchor tag. Now in between the anchor tag is where we'll put the actual image. So for us to put the image, we'll use img source. So the image is under images. Let's go to the images. Let's see the logo. I'll go to this project folder, images. So the image that we want to use is this logo, which is logo.png. So let's go back to our code, and the name is logo.png. I'll close the image. I'll save that one. Let's go back to our browser and see so far how is the user interface looking like. I'll refresh. Bang, that is looking nice. We have our logo there. Visual School code starts here, but our final product, we want something to look like this. So we still have some way to go. We need to put the menu items here to the right. So let's go back to our browsers, to our text editor, so we can add the menu items. But the menu items have to be collapsible whenever somebody's in a small screen, and we just have to put a toggle button that they can use the toggle button to expose all the contents. So for us to do that, let's go to the text editor, and I'll start to put the toggle button, the tag button, which will have a class, navbar toggler. So say navbar toggler. Navbar toggler. Okay, so this will be of type button. This will be of type button, and data toggle should be collapse. Data toggle need to collapse. Okay, now where is our target? So I say data target. When we collapse, what will be our target for that data? So I will give it an ID. Let's just say navbar area. So I will use that ID. We'll define that ID later. So let me just go back here and close this one. Then we have to close. We have to close the button. We open the button. We have to close the button. Now, inside the button, we need to put the icon that we used to toggle the button. So I'll say span. So I'll say class. So class will be navbar toggler, nav toggler and icon. So this will display our icon that we use to click to display the. Oh, we need to close here before we close the span. Yeah, like that. Okay, so we have our button in place, but now we need the actual menu items now. So after the button, I'll open an order tag. Let me just close this before I forget. An ordered list. Then in that an ordered list, I'll define my class. It's the actual class that we need to collapse. That now will be navbar collapse. So we'll give it the ID that we define up there. We leave first, actually we have to define it here. It was navbar area. Okay, this should be on a div, so that the actual UI, so this is the div that will hold our menu items. Now the another list should come here. Then I'll close here, another list. Then another list will take the class. I will take a class nav, take a class nav. Alright. Then within the another list, we'll have the actual list now. We'll list the items there. Open, close. The list items will take the class nav item, nav dash item. Alright. Now we need to put the actual link now. So we use the href tag to do the actual link. I'll close the link tag. Then I'll put the link. Let's say the first one should be the home link, so just refers to index.html, so that someone, when clicks on home, should go to index.html. So the actual text that they'll see home on the front end. But this anchor tag will take the class navlink. We'll take the class navlink. Okay. All right. Let's go to our browser and see. Bang, there goes our home there. Alright, so now let's go back, and if you can see the final product, we need to have about us, admission, gallery, extracurricular, ABCD, everything there. So we need to add all those links after the home link. But now this home link should be the active link. Whenever somebody goes to the website, should see that link as the active item. So we can just add the active part there. Alright, then we'll do other lists, other links. Let's say about us. To save some time, I'll just copy this and I'll just paste there. Oh, that's the wrong one. I'll just copy. Let me Control C and Control V. But now instead of that to be active, it will just be that. Now instead to reference to index.html, I'll just say hashtag, and I think I made a mistake here. It's supposed to be href. The same here should be href. So now this one will be about us. So the same way we have to do. Let me just save and see. Yes. So the same way we need to do for all the links. So just copy and paste and edit wherever we need the link name. So that should be admission. Then the other one should be let me just check. The other one should be gallery, extracurricular, contact us. Okay, so gallery, the other one should be extra curricular. Then the last one should be contact us. So just set it there. contact us. Alright, if we refresh, boom, we're almost getting there. Now what's remaining is this link for the email address there. For us to come up with that, let's just do that really quickly. We'll do a span after the UI, so it shouldn't be part of the unordered list. We'll just put it on its own. Then we'll be on that class. So we'll get the class navbar text, navbar text. Take navbar text, and I want it to push it to the right side far corner. So I'll say ML auto. So that means this will push it to the far end. Okay, I'll close that span. But then I'll put the actual text inside here. So let me just put the text inside here. The text is, I will say, it's info at virtualschool.com. Okay, save that. Let's see. Yeah, we have that there. The navigation bar is fine now. But if you can see down here, we have also improved this section. We have added an image with some nice writing here. Last time we just did some gibberish there, but now we're good with some nice text there. So let's do this final part for today's tutorial. To do that, that means we have to remove these images down here and put one image there, remove the text, and just replace this text with some nice writing. You can write anything that you want there. For us to do that, I'll scroll down. Navigation bar, we're good. We're good with the navigation bar. But maybe before we go to that section, let me show you what if we put default here. How will this change our navigation bar? You see, and now it's blue. Let's leave it like this. I think we also have blue here. Yes. So let's leave it like that. So we go down there where we had some. So this was the first paragraph, the second paragraph. So what we're saying is, on the second paragraph, we have to put an image instead of text. So I'll remove that and say img src is equal to, and close the image. So where's the source of the image? You can download any image that you want or design whatever image you want. But for my sake, I downloaded this image and I named it to virtual-school, or badly lost, sorry. Virtual-school. So I say images, then virtual-school.jpg. I'll save that. Let's see if we go back to our browser. Bang, but now it's overflowing the other side. For us to overcome this, that the image shouldn't be that big and overflowing the other side, I'll just go to the same image tag, then I'll introduce a class. That class I said img fluid. This will make that image responsive. Bang, see, it's in order now. So we can remove this bottom part we don't need. So remove that bottom part. I'll save. Then, wow, almost there. Now we're just remaining to replace with this text. So I wrote in some nice text there. I just saved it somewhere here. So I'll just copy them. I just copy the text and replace. You can write anything, but to save time, I'll just copy and paste here. Bang. Okay, good practice. The code shouldn't be long. I'll just break it there, and at the same time, this should end here. Then I'll introduce the second paragraph. We have two paragraphs there. So in the second paragraph, I'll paste text from the second paragraph. You can write this from scratch. Don't mind me. I'm just copying to save time. So if you go back to our browser and refresh, bang, we have exactly what we're looking for. If we compare the two files, now it's exactly what we have from this file and this file. So now you've seen the UI has improved a bit further than what we did in part 3. So that's the beauty about Bootstrap. So all these classes that we've been doing, if you follow the documentation in your folder, if you go to your folder, in the CSS folder, if you open the bootstrap.css file, all those navigation classes are there. So if you say navbar, you see all those things we're calling, they're already defined here. We are just reusing it. So like I said in the last chapter, go through the documentation on the Bootstrap, getbootstrap.com. There's nice documentation there. You really appreciate how much work these guys have done for us, so to make our life simple. Alright, so today we've done that. In the next chapter, we'll come up with a footer for our website. We can no longer just have the navigation bar without the footer. We need the footer as well. We're in the positive direction. See you in part 5.